Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm here to show you how to make a Dreamcatcher with some wire and some rainbow loom bands. Now before I start, I'd like to apologize for my month-long-ish break. I needed a creative break because, if I don't take a break, then I feel like my designs would have suffered quality-wise. So yeah, now I'm back, and I'm going to be uploading at the same frequency I used to. And yeah, I guess that's really it. So now back to the tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make a necklace version, a necklace with this design, and how to make earrings with this design as well. And I'll be showing you two versions of the Dreamcatcher. This first version here where there's like a 6-petaled flower in the middle, and then this version right here with the sort of 8-petaled flower in the middle. Now this one's less tight and like a little looser, and this one is a bit tighter. So yeah, and you can also add fishtails or singles just using your hook to build them off of the metal part of the Dreamcatcher, and then you can use jump rings at the end to fasten them off. But anyways, let's get started. This is hook only, and you're going to need this sort of metal coil. I don't know exactly what they're called, but you can find them at any craft store. You'll also need some jump rings that are around the same size as a cap band, and some tiny jump rings if you're going to make the earring version, and of course earring hooks. And you can either use beads on the wire, or you can use really tiny jump rings. But I recommend using the beads because, like, with the tiny jump rings, it kind of moves around and you can do this to it, and that might not be very great. It goes back easily, but I don't know. It kind of spins and like tilts around on the wire sometimes too. So I definitely recommend using seed beads if you can. So to start off, what you're going to do is you're going to take your coil and you're going to cut a ring off of it. So to do this, you go to the very end of the coil where you have this little end here, and then you're going to put another coil next to it like this, and take a pair of pliers. Rosary pliers are what I'm using, and use this little clipper in here to clip it right where the ends meet. And then take out your ring, which should be around this size. It should be a complete circle with maybe a little bit more or a little less metal at the ends where the tips meet. And then what you do before making your Dreamcatcher is you gotta join these two ends here. And to do that, you're gonna start with the left end. You can take your pliers, just twist it, like this, so you have a little loop like that, and of course twist it pretty tight. Like that. And before you do the other end, if you're using beads, you'll have to add them in at this point. So you're going to string on 8 beads and string them onto this middle end right here. And like I said, string on 8. You can use any color of beads for this that you want. I'm just using normal clear ones. I'm going to remove this hook. There we go. Double check to make sure that you strung on 8. And now you can twist this other end. So this one, you're not going to twist the loop in the same direction as the other one. You're going to twist it this direction so that it's twisting away and it can hook into this other one after you're done. Kind of hard to do this on camera. And of course, while you're doing this, make sure you don't like put too much pressure on the loop and cause it to like straighten out or anything. That's not good. There we go. And there's your ring. Now we can actually start adding on the bands at this point. So right now we're going to be making the first version of the Dreamcatcher, which is the one with the 6 petals in the middle. And to start that off, what you're going to do is you're going to pull a band through each of these beads. And you'll need a small piece of wire to help you do this. You're going to start with your first outside color, which I'm using orange for. Put it on your wire so that it is facing like this. Make sure that it's not like this or anything like that. You have to make sure it's like this. And then you pick up your hoop, find one of your beads, put both of your wire ends through your bead, and pull your band through. And pull it until both sides are equal. So it looks something like this. And it doesn't matter where you like put this on your hoop at this point, because at the end you'll be organizing these in a semi-even manner. So you don't have to worry about that right now. I'll show you how to do it again. String this band on one of your metal pieces. Hold it this way. Pick up your hoop again and grab another bead. Put both your metal ends through it and pull it through. While you do this, I'm demonstrating with dual layered bands because you don't want it to twist in any weird way like that, or have it be straight like this. So just make sure that your bands are facing the right direction. I'm going to go off camera to do the rest of these, which are done the exact same way as I did these. And while you do this, it really doesn't matter where you put your beads and bands. Just, you'll be reorganizing them later after you finish. So I'm going to come back after I do that. Alright, I'm back. I've pulled through a band on each of these beads and spaced them out as evenly as I can. And to space them out, you can just slide them around with your fingernail. It's really not that hard. And now to move on towards the next layer, towards the inside. So using this as an example would be the pink layer. Oops. And to do the pink layer, what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 of the same color, or I mean these are all the same color, that was a dumb sentence. You're going to take 2 bands that do not belong to the same band itself, like this. And then you're going to take your color, pull it through both of them. Make sure it's not twisted in any weird way. And then you're going to take a C-clip and you're going to clip them both halves of the band. Then you'll move on to the next pair. and pull this band through and clipping it. And just keep going around. Around and around and around. And this time you're clipping it because the band isn't being held really tightly by a bead. And if you were using really tiny jump rings instead of beads, you'd need to clip the first row, or else they might come out. But yes, the second row is being too loosely held by the bands to just be left alone without a clip. Alright, I got 4 more at this point. Make sure it doesn't do anything like this. It's nice and twisted in a way that it won't act wonky in the final Dreamcatcher. Yeah. What should I talk about? Well, my life has been good for the month that I've been gone. Sorry that I did that to you guys. I announced it on my Instagram, but I didn't do it on YouTube. I figured if people asked enough on my previous video that people would answer them that I announced on Instagram I was taking a hiatus. So yeah, I'm back now. No need to worry. I'm not gonna go completely off the grid without like announcing it to you guys or anything. I wouldn't do that to you guys. There aren't exactly many loomers left. Alright, this is the last one. It should look something like this. Now you're going to move on to the final central part. And this part's going to be a little bit different. You're not just going to pick up 2 bands that are next to each other, but not part of the same band. You got to do something a bit special. So when you're looking at this in the way that this little connector of the wires on top, and that all these other bands are just all around, you're going to notice there are 3 on top, 3 pinks on the bottom, and then 2 pinks on the sides just kind of hanging out. You're going to find one of these pinks on the sides. I'll just start with this one on the left. Spin it around to face it, and pinching it right now to show you guys. What you're going to do is you're going to pick up the band closest to it on the right, both the pinks in the center, and then the band closest to it on the left. So you have 4 bands on your hook right now. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your central color, pull it through all 4 of these bands, and then you're going to clip it. You can just leave these C-clips right here, the ones that are attaching the pinks. You can leave those be right now. You'll deal with them later. And then, to find the other side, you're going to notice 1 pink, 2 pink, so it must be the one right here. Flip it around, do the same process. Picking up the same bands, pulling through the same color and clipping it. Like that. And then you're going to use the same method that you used during the second row or the pink row, picking up the 2 next to each other but part of different bands, pulling the band through it, and clipping it. And then you do that 3 more times. The one next to it. And then these 2 right here. So So I guess I'll talk while I do this since I explained earlier. During my hiatus, I focused on some other crafts, like crocheting and friendship bracelet making. I actually joined this really cool swap. I'm not going to tell you much information about it, but because like you're supposed to keep what bracelets you submitted a secret, or what like they look like and everything. But anyways, I joined a really cool swap on one of my friendship bracelet websites that I'm part of. And yeah, which means I could get a bracelet from like anywhere in the world, which is really cool. And I hope I get some nice ones. It's just interesting to see what sort of color combos and the ways people start and finish their bracelets and everything. That'd be really cool. Alright, so after doing all this, it should look like this, but it must look really messy because you have all these clips still in your pink bands. So you're just going to go around and take off any C-clip that's connected to 2 pink bands. But yeah, that's what I've been doing over the break, making friendship bracelets for that swap, and I've been crocheting too. I crocheted a kitty hat. I crocheted a ton of hats for homeless people for service hours at school. I made like 19 hats. And so yeah, I spent a lot of time doing that. I made a shawl. I'm making a scarf on a loom, like a knitting loom. Not using the rainbow loom for that because I needed more pegs. But you can actually use a rainbow loom to actually loom knit stuff like scarves, which is pretty neat. I commend whoever thought of that idea. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's what I did for the rest of the weekend. And I have today off because it's President's Day. Alright, now after doing that, it should look a bit cleaner. You should have 6 clipped things. And to finish up the center, you're going to take your jump ring, that's the cap band sized one. And you're going to twist it open this way, not like this. I always make sure to mention this. Twist it like that. You can use a pliers for this if you want. I usually like to use my pliers though to hold on to this while I string bands onto it. What you're going to do is just string your blue bands all onto this jump ring. Like to hold it like this. And of course, string them on. Make sure that nothing's twisting in a weird way. Not really much explaining I have to do here. Make sure you have a nice good grip on it because you don't want it coming off. And it's nice that you have all your bands clipped right now because if not, then this whole thing could like fall apart, which would be kind of sad. And here I have the last one. And I do want to mention that this version, the Dreamcatcher version I'm showing right now, the one with 6 petals in the middle, is actually one that it's easier to string all these onto. So just keep that in mind. And then you're going to close this up, making sure that the 2 pieces of metal are really close to each other, as close as you can possibly get. And you can release and unclip every band that's clipped. And there you go. That's version number 1. And at this point you might want to scoot around your beads yet again, if you would like. Stuff isn't as even or well spaced as you think. But anyways, there's that. And now you're going to make this. I'm going to show you how to make one of your dream catchers into an earring with this specific dream catcher. Now I have this one that I made off camera. It's made exactly like this one. So as you can see here, I added a chain onto this loop right here, the one facing with the circle, the open circle facing you. Just added a little chain with some jump rings and added on an earring hook. So I'll show you how to do that right now. You're going to need your pliers for this again. You're going to take one of the super tiny jump rings, put your pliers into it. I think I'll zoom in a bit for this one, hold on. There we go. And you're going to open it up like you would a large jump ring. Going to take your Dreamcatcher, find this big open loop, and just put this through it. And while you have this open, you're also going to string on another really tiny jump ring. Now you can close this up as tight as you possibly can. You can use 2 pliers for this, or you can use pliers and your fingers like I'm using. But yeah, make sure that it's really close together and as tight as possible. Then you move on to this other jump ring in your chain. Open it up in the same way. String on another tiny jump ring. And twist it closed. Moving on to your next jump ring. I'm going to twist this one open too. Adding on one last jump ring. This is your 4th one, so you're going to be adding 4 for your earring. Twist it, oops, it came off. I'm going to put it on again. Twist it closed. Move on to this last one here. Then I get 4 added on. And then I'm going to twist it open just like you did the last ones. And at this point, you're going to add on your earring hook. So you're just going to put this loop on as if it were any other jump ring in our chain, and then close this up as tight as you can. And let me zoom out. There we go. And I have a nice set of earrings. Now moving on to the necklace part that I'm going to show you how to make. This necklace, the one that I'm going to use for the necklace is the second version, the one with 8 petals in the middle. So this one right here. And I've already made the first 2 rows and the loop exactly like the other one I just showed you. And the only part that's different is how you add in the center. So for the center, it's going to be a bit different because in the last one, I showed you a different method that involved stringing 4 bands onto your hook at a time for 2 halves of it. And in this one, you're just going to make it like any old, row, like with the oranges and pinks. See, that means you'll just be adding 2 bands next to each other that aren't part of the same band, pulling a band through it, and clipping it, and going and doing that exact same thing all around the circle. That's just what you're going to be doing for the whole entire thing. So pretty easy to explain there. I'm just going to go around and do that. But it's pretty funny over break, or over this break that I had for my channel. After I made that kitty hat, it was pretty funny because everyone at school was like noticing it. I've kind of gotten a reputation for it. It's really funny. Like when I brought in all those, my bad. When I brought in all those hats for the homeless for service hours, the lady who's in charge of it, one of the religion teachers at my school, I don't actually have her as my teacher, but she's one of the religion teachers. And it's pretty funny because she told her class, she was like, a girl in a kitty hat brought me all those hats. And it was really funny. All the people in the class were like, oh, that's Claire. And the people that knew me laughed. It was pretty funny. I love having a reputation for that hat. And I've just been receiving a lot of compliments for it too, which is nice. It makes my little heart glow. And I just feel unique when I wear it. And I also have a matching scarf for it too. And they're made with like this really pretty white yarn with like a bit of silver in it that my grandma gave me. I don't know what it's made of. It feels like cotton. It might have a bit of acrylic, or it could be all acrylic. I really have no clue. But it's so pretty. And it didn't have any tags on it or anything, so I don't know where to get more of it. Or if they even still make it, or how old it is. 'Cause like, it could be really old for all I know. I have no clue. Yeah, I do have a bit left. So I don't know, I might use it to make kitten mittens or something. And I'm thinking of making another cat hat and scarf combo with this black yarn that has a bit of green iridescence in it. I'm either making it for my mom, or we're gonna share it, or I don't know, maybe I'll keep it. I really don't know at this point. But I don't think I can wear it to school because I think black is against the dress code. So that stinks. Alright, here's the last one here. And clip that. And of course, after you do this, you're going to do the standard thing that you did in the last Dreamcatcher, which is removing all these clips attached to pink bands. Alright, I think that's all the clips I can remove. Now, we're just going to move on to the center and string all these on in the center just like you did with the last Dreamcatcher. Except, of course, there's going to be more of them, so it'll obviously be a bit harder to cram them all in there. Alright, so you're just going to open this jump ring, same way that you did. Hold on to it with your fingers or pliers. I just like using pliers better. I'll use this other pair that I have. And then pick this up and string them on. Halfway there. I haven't talked like this for a long time. Like, I haven't talked as much as I would in a video for a long time. So I feel like my voice is sounding weird now. I need to work out my voice more, I guess. Vocal workouts, that's kind of funny. I just normal worked out though today. It was pretty fun. My mom and I went to lunch and now I feel like really chill. I felt really chill after lunch because I had filled up on soup and everything. Like I was really sleepy, partly from my workout and from just eating. So I felt really very chill on the car ride home. Like I said right here, I'm having a bit of trouble cramming everything on. But of course, for some reason, everything's harder on camera. And I'm gonna close up this jump ring, but I'm gonna do it off camera because there's no way I can close it right now. Alright, sorry I had to do that off camera. But basically it's the same exact way that I closed it with the 6-pedaled one, so yeah. And then you unclip all this stuff. Are you guys like that? Any of you guys out there who make videos of any sort? Like I've even heard for video gamers it's harder for them to do stuff on camera. Even those that are like really seasoned and like game a lot and used to being on camera that don't get nervous or anything like that. It's just funny. For a lot of YouTubers, stuff's harder on camera. I think mostly for me it's because of the positioning, because I have to hold all this in front of me, and I usually do it like right close to my face or in my lap or whatever, when I normally loom or whatever. I'm saying whatever too much. Alright. And there's that variation with the 8-petaled flower in the middle. Now in this jewelry set I'm showing you how to make the earrings. I use the 6-petal version. In the necklace I use the 8-petal version. That's what I'd recommend for anyone else looking to make a whole jewelry set out of this Dreamcatcher design. Because, I don't know, you just want the central one to be bigger or a little different from the earrings. So yeah. Now to make this into a necklace, it's a bit easier. You just take another cap band sized little jump ring, open it up, put it through that same little hole that you put the tiny jump rings for the earrings through, close it up, or actually leave it open. Then find a necklace chain. I'm just going to show you with the necklace chain I used for one of my other necklaces. What you're going to do is you're just going to put this chain onto your jump ring like that. And close up your jump ring either with your fingers or pliers. And why you want to do it this way instead of just pulling the necklace through it is because if you have a necklace that doesn't actually fit through this jump ring here, you do it like this because obviously if this part, or if like the clasp is too big, or if there's a huge jump ring here, and you can't fit this through the hole, then there's really no other way to put it through except tightening this jump ring around the chain itself. So yeah, I just thought I'd explain that briefly. There you go. There's how to make the 2 different kinds of Dreamcatcher variations and how to make them into a necklace and earrings. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and bye!